Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azri bin Mahzani from CS1103E. For today, I want to explain about the characteristic of a programming language. But before that, we need to know about its meaning. What is a programming language? Basically, a programming language is a computer language that is used by programmers or developers to communicate with computers. It is a set of instructions written in any specific language, such as Java, C++, and many more. In this video, I will explain 5 characteristics of programming language. Programming language needs to be simple and easy to understand. Users need to make sure that the selected programming language does not affect the orthogonality of the program. But what does orthogonality means? Basically, it means that users can add new features without changing the concept of the code. We take radio for example, where we change its frequency without changing its volume, and likewise. It is also necessary for programming language to have a rich set of built-in operators so that users can implement it in their code without having to perform its calculation. For example, in Java, users can use math libraries to use mathematical functions such as absolute, power, and many more. The abbreviation of the programs can also increase the readability of the program. But what does abbreviation means? Basically, it means that the lesser the codes, the better it can perform. These issues will resulting in high efficiency as machine code can be easily inserted and execute the program. The readability of the programs are very important as users will need to write their codes according to the program's logic. If the programming language are not readable, then it will become harder for beginners to implement it in their programs. For example, there are a little amount of developers that can use brain language as it is written in operation symbol, thus makes it impossible to read and understand. This is a sample on how to write hello world in brain language. Programming language should have a vast majority of a community. Beginners can exploit these advantages as they can learn a certain programming language from the experts online. Some beginners may also find the solution for their exact same question that have been answered years ago by this expert. But it also has its certain flaws. Sometimes thousands of explanations may confuse some beginners. Many times were wasted as users need to search for the appropriate answer for a one-liner error. The gathering of the programming language expert will resulting into the new creation of many extensions and libraries that will be created by a certain developers for practical use. For example, Simple and Fast Multimedia Library (SFML) was created by a group of developers in 2007 to provide a simple application programming interface to various multimedia components in computers. It comes in various programming languages such as C++, C#, Java, Go, Python, Ruby, and many more. This tends to encourage users to write lesser codes as the developers implement abstraction features in their library. Programming language must have high portability and platform independent, meaning it can be ported to any devices to make sure that the programs could be run in other computers. It is crucial in some companies as they have some requirement where developers need to write a program in certain devices. It is also mandatory to make sure that the programming language can be run on any operating system. For example, C++ codes in Windows operating system can be compiled and run on FreeBSD operating system in a PlayStation devices for gaming development. Programming language needs to logically perform calculation and any other operation. It is important as a program needs to make a decision so that they can respond to it with appropriate action. Users can also use selection to determine what kind of decision that they want to make. Or users can also use sequential loops to run a program a certain amount of time so that they can increment the value till it's reached its certain limit. A program is useless if it cannot decide what to do when a certain event happens. Thus, HTML and CSS cannot be considered as a programming language. Programming language should provide a single environment known as Integrated Development Environment (IDE). Basically, necessary tools are needed to develop, debugging, testing, and to maintenance the program. Normally, IDE is used to check for any semantic or syntax error in one's program, thus increase the writability of a programming language. Nowadays, there are many features that can be found in a certain IDE that helps the developers to write their codes with ease. For example, Tab 9 has an artificial intelligence that can help programmer to write a code faster by using autocorrect feature, where it will predict the user's next statement. That's it about the characteristic of programming language. I hope that you can learn something new from this video. But before I end my video here are some references that I use in my presentation.